Well, grand rising. Come on in, come on in. And welcome to Yolanda Monet's Motivational Moment. So before I start, I must do my salutations. Abaragani. Assalamu alaikum. Ikaru. And now that I've finished my salutations, let's get into the meat of the message for today. Now we're continuing on our series of focusing on yourself. In order for you to move ahead, in order for you to get a hold of what your current situation is, you have to be able to focus on yourself. You have to be able to look inward, see if some things that you need to change, enhance, totally get rid of, so that you can move to the next level in your life. Now, it's a Bible scripture that says you can't put new wines into old skins. Meaning, you can't put the same old thing into something new thinking that it's going to be different. No. If you want something different, you got to do something different. Being insane is doing the same things every time and expecting a different outcome. That's being insane. So if a person shows you who they are, believe them for who they are. Even though you may not want to dismiss them or push them aside, understand where they're coming from. If you have an ailment and you say, girl, guess what? And then they have an ailment and that happens every time, then maybe you need to distance yourself from that person. Because maybe that person thrives off of ailments. Maybe that person likes the attention. So you have to be mindful of that. So the next step in prioritizing and focusing on yourself, you must prioritize your sleep. Sleep is very important, whether you know it or not. I have to get my 8 hours. Because if I don't get my 8 hours, it's a little different. It's a little bit of change in here. So now, in 2021, the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine published detailed evidence of the importance of sleep. The researchers noted that good sleep was a crucial factor in goals of improving health, productivity, well-being, and the quality of life. While lack of sleep will mess up your health. To boost the quality of your sleep, start with implementing a good sleep hygiene practice, like limiting coffee intake, avoiding screen time before bed. Go to bed early and sleep in a completely dark and quiet space. For some, stretching or drinking a midnight tea before bed can be helpful. The next step is to incorporate whole foods into your diet. Now, I have been trying to get my mom on the schedule. Doesn't always work. But every morning, before I start my day, I drink a smoothie. And in my smoothie, I have mixed fruits and juices that I make. So I know what nutrients I'm getting, I know what vitamins I'm getting, and I know what's in my smoothie. Now, don't get me wrong, smoothie places, I can't say any names, but other smoothie places do involve other ingredients in which they don't tell you, which is not marked on their billboards. So you really do have to watch what you put into your body. Now, nutrients is a food for the brain and the body. The type of food you eat impacts cognitive function, emotional regulation, and physical well-being. One of the best ways to really focus on yourself is to eat a diet mainly consisting of whole foods rich in vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. As you incorporate more whole foods into your diet, remember that balance is the key. You want to eat various fruits, vegetables, grains, and other nutritious-rich foods. However, this doesn't mean that you have to rule out sweet treats. Instead of focusing on moderation and avoiding foods that are heavily processed or full of refined sugar. And it's amazing how we think cocaine and marijuana are addictive, but sugar is very addictive, and it's legal. Sugar is very addictive. Okay? Now, set aside a few minutes for self-care. While life gets busy, it can feel impossible. It can feel impossible to find time for yourself. It's essential to establish a self-care plan and block time for yourself on the calendar for it. For example, you can start by setting aside 10 minutes every day to meditate or practice mindful exercises. The more consistency you practice self-care, the more likely you are to become a good habit. And you may become more comfortable setting aside time to focus on yourself. It's a good strategy to work on creating balance in your life. Then journal a few sentences every day. Journaling is a powerful self-reflection tool that can involve mental health or improve mental health. Putting a pen to paper can help you ease anxieties, the thoughts, the processes of your emotions, and gain perspective on your life. If you can't think of anything to journal about, consider looking into helpful journal prompts. It may help you to explore the goals and values and ideas. Next, we're going to talk about leaning into your interest. Okay, now if you are looking for a way to spend your time and you dedicate to learning how to really focus on yourself, consider further exploration or interest. For example, you may say you want to pursue a new creative outlet. Maybe you want to take painting or woodcrafting class to learn or to lean into your new hobby. Learning something new is a great way to keep your mind active, excited, and engaged. You're not limited to taking courses either. If you are a topic that you want to learn about, consider digging into an online community forum or listening to podcasts. Now I'm going to put a pin right there. Now, it is very important when you're working on your well-being or your whole body as a whole that you do take the cues from your body. Your body will tell you certain things. It will let you know, hey, I'm not comfortable. It's fight or flight. This is not where I feel where I am soaring. Your body will let you know certain things. It's a feeling. Some people say it's intuition. Some people say it's God telling you. But you will know when things don't seem right. And it's time for you to exit the building. If you do not appreciate my presence, I will bless you with my absence. If you do not appreciate my presence, then I will bless you with my absence. Meaning I will not go anywhere where I am tolerated. Every place I go, I am celebrated. So I do not amuse myself in places or even with people who don't mean me any good. You'll know when people are out to get you or using your name in vain, or using certain things to get up under your skin. Sometimes it's best to let crazy people be crazy. You don't have to partake in it. You don't have to indulge. You don't have to give them the fuel that they need to keep on doing the same stuff that they're doing. That's a non-factor. So why would you put yourself, or why would you even get your emotions involved when they're not worth it? Understanding your worth and know what you bring to the table, then you won't play with the people who don't. They just don't. It's not that I don't like you. It's not that I don't think you're important. It's just that our paths are not in alignment. So in order to keep going the way that I am going, our friendship has ended. And that's just like with milk. Milk is good until the expiration date. Fire is good in the fireplace. But once it step outside that fireplace, once you go past that expiration date, then things begin to stink. Things begin to not look as pleasant, taste as pleasant. You can eventually burn your whole house down. And I'm not talking about physically, but when you burn it psychologically, when you burn them down emotionally, and when you take your emotions out of the picture, a lot of times we're able to actually see what we're going through. We can actually see the whole picture, because a lot of times when you're in the picture, it is really hard to see the full picture. And a lot of times we don't, because we are in the picture and we can't tell what's going on the outside because we are so busy trying to put the fires out within ourselves. Now, tomorrow I'm going to speak about spending one evening offline each week. Now, I'm going to try and do that. I don't do it, I'm online or I'm doing YouTube pages or I'm always doing something because I have several businesses, including my 9 to 5. So I am constantly doing something, but I do know that when it's time for me to shut down, then I cut off everything. My son put a thing on my phone after a certain time, my phone won't even ring. So, and I have not found out how to change it, which is good. So that's cool with me. But with all being said, trying to focus on yourself is very important, and sometimes it's hard, especially if you have little children, if you have a husband. Then a lot of your time is being pulled to and fro. But you have to carve out a time for yourself. You have to make time for what you like to do. You have to make time for just you, even if it's just sitting in the middle of the floor not doing anything. That's your time. Reclaim your time. It is your time to commune with yourself. It is your time to commune with the world. It is your time set aside so that you can find out the things that you need to find out about yourself, so that when you get ready to do some things, you'll be able to move about the cabin in such a way that will not only uplift you, but will uplift everybody that's connected to you. And that's another thing, you have to watch who's connected to you. Are they there to help you move up, or are they there to drain you? And you know drainers. They come in all shapes, all colors, all backgrounds. So being able to decipher who is an enabler and who is a qualified person, then that's up to you. Only you can do that. So with that being said, guys, make sure you go to my YouTube page. That's Yolanda Monet Hatter. Yolanda Monet Hatter. Like, click, and share. Like, click, and share. By all means, make sure you go out there and check my other YouTube inspirational talks out. With that being said, guys, I've got to go. I love you, but God loves you more. But always remember, I'll see you at the top, because the bottom is way too crowded. Peace.